Hey guys, and welcome back to another figure review. This time we're going to take a look at my WST Shining Ultra Magnus. Now this is a figure that I received and purchased from Heero Toy Maker. You can find them online at heerotoys.com, and I forget exactly when I purchased this figure, but it was roughly, I want to say around 2012, maybe 2013. And the price on the website now currently for him is $25, I believe, if I remember correctly. That is in US funds. And then you got to pay a little bit for shipping. But when I did this purchase, I purchased the numerous other smaller WST figures, so I made it worth my while. I don't believe shipping is very much anyway. And you can also find them on eBay as well. But nevertheless, let's get looking at this figure. You can see he comes in a nice display case, clamshell. It does the purpose for what it is. Everything is nice and tight in there. The only thing I'm missing is actually my sticker sheet. I don't know. It's in one of my containers, probably with my other WST figures. So I just I couldn't take the time to find it at the moment. So nevertheless, to look at the figure, he's actually taped on one side. There we go. And it's obviously just a simple clamshell plastic cover there. So without further ado, let's take him out of this clamshell packaging and see what he's all about. Okay, now that we got the figure outside of the clamshell packaging, you can see exactly what it comes with, minus the two sticker sheets that I've yet to find where I've placed. Anyway, you've got Ultra and his clear trailer. You've got his two fists, the two shoulder missiles, one head faceplate, and two guns. Okay, so now that we set those accessories aside, we can focus a little bit on the actual truck and trailer. First off, there are actually other WST Heero Toy Maker Ultra Magnus sets. There's actually 7. If I remember correctly, there's a gray prototype, an all black one, a glow-in-the-dark one, regular one, this one here, which is the Shining Ultra Magnus, a Diaclone, and a red-black one as well. They all come with, as you can see here, as I mentioned previously, there are sticker sheets. They all do come with 2 tampagraphs. The Autobot insignia there, and you can see, yes, it does attach to the trailer quite nicely. And it's making me a liar out of it right now. There we go. It does stick in nice. Okay, so before we separate these figures, just want to show you or give you an idea of dimensions. Here's a ruler in inches, and you can see from nose to tail, it is just under 5 inches. That gives you a bit of an idea of the size of it. If we were to separate them, the truck or the cab itself is just about just under 2 inches, whereas the trailer by itself is about 3.5 inches in length. So good dimensions. We'll take a look at the cab first. To be honest with you, it is light plastic. There is, as far as I can tell, no metal except for these pins that go between the wheels. The wheels themselves, they do rotate, though they are plastic, as I mentioned. You'll notice the smokestacks are painted silver, the same as the front of the cab as well, around the windows, the bumper, the grille, and the lights all painted. The windows themselves are a nice reddish color, though I believe that is that? I think that's a sticker, a pre-applied sticker, if I remember correctly. Does it roll nicely? As much as you'd expect. Wheels that sometimes turn, sometimes don't turn. There are versions of this toy, or the other Ultra Magnuses from Heero Toymaker, where this I think it's the black one where the smokestack is hollow. Though only to a certain degree, obviously. And the top of his legs here are painted silver as well. But aside from all that, I think it's a great design. There is a legitimate Takara Ultra Magnus, though I think I do have it. I was unable to find it at the time of this shooting. If I remember, in my opinion, I believe this version here is actually better detailed and nicer. Transformation for this guy is quite simple. Much like any other Ultra Magnus, I should say, or Optimus Prime. The transformation follows the same process. What I like to do first is do the legs. So you will just rotate down, like so. He is quite stiff. And then the bottom of his feet you push up. And there are his legs. The arms, I like to slowly pull it out while rotating the shoulders at the same time. There we go. Like so. There is not much forgiveness in terms of space to work with here, obviously being such a small figure. The top-down view. And then you can see Ultra has his head hidden. And just like Optimus Prime, do a little bit of rotating up. And there we have WST Ultra Magnus. And yeah, that is it. Great articulation, less than none. Legs don't do anything. His feet can move down, I guess, though there's not much posability with that. There's no other knee movement. His arms, the arms do move up and down at the elbows, like so. And there is, slight, I don't know what you want to call it, shoulder articulation outwards. Though that movement is pretty useless. He does stand great, though. Aside from being a box on top of two stilts, he does what he is supposed to do. I'm happy with him. I think he's a great figure. Okay, let's push Ultra to the side and take a look at his trailer. Okay, so let's set aside Ultra here, and now we're going to take a look at his trailer. I don't know if you can see, but there is nice detail to this guy. With all the blocking, even the clear meshwork on the bottom. Again, all plastic except for two metal screws there and the little pins holding in the wheels. Wheels do rotate, though not extremely easy. Some of them are. These guys are. There you go. Gotta press it a little bit. But aside from that, really pleased with this figure. This trailer is capable of carrying vehicles. And on the back, pop them out of whack here. Hold on here. These guys go. It does have gates that open up in truck mode, or vehicle mode, I should say, where a vehicle is able to, one of the WST figures You could probably even put 2 in there, maybe. Are able to go in. Just little touches like that, even with these latches that hold it in place. It's greatly appreciated by fans. You'll notice there are 2 little holes here. So again, when in vehicle mode, you can take the missiles and then they go at the front of the trailer. Cool. And that's pretty much it. Again, extremely light, but with the the whole theme of shining ultra and having a see-through clear trailer, I think that's what really makes this entire presentation pop and be visually stunning compared to a lot of other figures that have, they'd be solid or whatnot, and just not have that same visual appeal. So, all right, without further ado, let's start transforming this guy and make him into Ultra Magnus. Okay, now for the fun part, we're going to actually transform the trailer. It could be a little daunting if you're not familiar with it, but once you do it, it's actually quite simple. One thing I like to make note of, and why I'm particularly impressed with a lot of toys that Heero Toys creates, and I don't know if you can see it here, but there's these 2 latches here, sorry. And what they do is they prevent this back section from actually rotating. So first thing we're going to do in the transformation before we touch on those switches is we're going to get the top part of the trailer out of the way, which is actually Ultra Magnus's arms. And so you just gently separate those and lift them up out of the way like so. Now they're stuck together just by 2 pins. Sorry, one there, and a light separation like so. You can see the pin there, and it just obviously plugs into these holes. So these swing out, and what you're going to do is they tab in from there into this little square bar, which holds them into place like so. So they go from loosey-goosey to nice and tight. And then these long things, you actually push them up, and they stick quite nicely. And then the arm goes up, and there is one arm, and I get the other one up like so, and you can actually see there's the ball joint there. And then whatever, you can put them at whatever length you like, or height I should say, higher, lower, whatever, I don't care. And then we're going to do his feet. So I mentioned these switches here, which prevent, you can see how those are tight. Push them in, push both in, and then it allows you to rotate. And then you're going to lock them back into place again by pushing them back out. And there are 2 rather large feet for the Ultra Magnus's body armor. And now we're going to take Ultra, and slight thing is, or all you really need to do is push his arms, get back in there. Back in, because he doesn't need arms, and he doesn't need feet, because we've got feet, so rotate nice and straight. You'll see these 2 ridges here on the bottom of his trailer, or his cab, sorry. They stick into these 2 little hooks right there. So it's just a matter of dropping him in place, and that's as sophisticated as it gets. Now, he's not finished. He doesn't look quite very nice at the moment. So we're going to put his head sculpt on. Now this is tight, and I hate doing this. This may be the second time I've ever done it. So just going to push it on. Actually, it's probably better if I don't push it down like that. Get on there, buddy. There we go. And drop him back in place. Boom. And there's his head. Now he's obviously missing these shoulder missiles that we had talked about earlier. And whatever, you can, if you want, you can put them back on the top. I prefer just to throw them on the shoulders, and you can leave them pointing up. You can leave them in attack mode, which is pointing straight ahead. And like so. So now he's got some missiles to attack, and now we're missing his hands. And they do have thumbs, so you do have to put the right one on. As hard as it might be able to see, and as hard as it is to freaking... You see the little hand plugs. And these also stop this part from sliding in and out. They act as like little plugs. So, one more to go. I can't see what I'm doing. Is it upside down? There we go. Mother. Alright. And then remember his two handguns. Actually, yeah, nice looking gun. And they fit. I don't even think I put his hands on right. Oh well, deal with it. Those suckers pop into place. And I can just rotate up a little bit. There is Ultra Magnus. Or I should say Shining Ultra Magnus. Let's get a better angle there. Really nice. I'm happy with this guy. Now, obviously, it's one of those figures where it's like, well, don't look at me from behind because it ruins the whole image of him. But even that's the same with the G1 figure as well. It's just one of these figures where it's like, well, you can give him battle armor, but you got to look at him straight on, or maybe on his side. But I love him. I love how he's clear. It's just great playability. There's also battle station options you can do with this guy. I'm not going to bother because, one, you got to use your imagination a little bit, and two, it's just too much of a pain with such a small figure. But like marketing and fans, it's just one of those things where they decided to add some extra things that you can use your imagination with in terms of get a bit more playability out of this figure. But that's Heero Toys WST Shining Ultra Magnus. Hope you guys enjoyed this little toy review. As always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to build up growth on the channel, so the more I see you guys like it, the more content's going to go out. I appreciate everyone who's subbed already, who's commented, who's left inspirational notes and messages of well-being. I can't thank you guys enough for even just checking out the videos. As always, you can find me on Twitter as well at ACDecepticon, and check me out on Instagram at MyLifeInCollecting. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. Hope you enjoyed this little figure review, and we'll see you again real soon.